One thing that causes water heaters to fail is sediment buildup. This is where minerals settle at the bottom and cause overheating, inefficiency, and tank failure. So, sediment comes from the water. And so it flows into your tank from either the city or the well. You're going to have a much bigger chance of this coming from well water. Well water can be very rusty. It's going to have a lot more minerals in it, and it's going to cause more corrosion with your water heater. So keep an eye out for sediment buildup. We'll explain that on tips for catching these things early in a little bit. A corroded tank or a failed anode rod. Without a working anode rod, the tank rusts from the inside out. So, in case you didn't know you had this, you have what's called a sacrificial anode in the water heater. And this is simply a metal rod that goes down from the top through the tank that is supposed to attract the particulates and the minerals and the rust, and it will disintegrate that instead of your water heater tank. Now, if your anode rod's really old or disintegrated, now the sediment is going to turn its attention to the sides of the tank. So that's one issue that can affect it as well. High water pressure. High water pressure puts extra stress on tanks and fittings. It's recommended most municipalities don't have water pressure over 80 and more likely 70. You might have a little less if it's a well and you have a little more control over it possibly at that point. But high temperature and high water pressure can affect the longevity of a water heater and the fittings around it. So, another thing that can go bad on a water heater is faulty temperature and pressure relief valve. Now, this is referred to as the T&P valve. This is on the side of the tank or on the top. This is an area where you have the valve and you should have a pipe on it that either goes straight down and stops 6 inches from the floor or elbows over to the side and then down and stops 6 inches from the floor. And what this essentially is so your water heater doesn't blow up. This is a temperature and pressure release valve. That's how you get the T&P. And that will, if your water heater overheats, overpressurizes, the excess pressure will be blowing out this valve. It has a little lever on it that allows that to open. And that's a safety feature for a water heater so that you don't have an explosion. So that can go bad. It can clog up. We've seen people cap those valves, which is a major no-no and can be a dangerous situation if not functioning. So, and then just poor installation or lack of maintenance. You know, when we see water heaters, we can almost instantly tell if the water heater has been installed professionally. You can have venting that's done poorly. Maybe it slopes down instead of up. You can see draft hoods that are offset. You can see melted rings around the water supply lines going in and out, which indicates we're getting backdrafting. We can have a gas line without a sediment trap in it, which indicates substandard installation. On and on and on. There's probably a list of 9 or 10 things that we would potentially write up on a home inspection regarding water heaters. So if we see a water heater that's installed unsafely, and we're going to just assume there's other problems associated with it as well.